p.m.
Councilman Pavoldi.
Here.
Councilman Jack Russo.
Here.
Councilman Mora.
Yes.
Councilman Myers is absent. Supervisor Esposito.
President. Also present is Rob Coleman. Gerard is not here tonight.
Yes.
He's in Italy
Okay.
for his son's wedding. Okay, Nancy.
Okay.
Invocation.
Okay. Father God, we come before you tonight asking for your wisdom, knowledge, and discernment for those representing us to know your will for Princetown. We ask your peace and unity that only you can give. Thank you for working your will in our town. Bless those who represent us and their families. We pray as your word says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. We declare this for our town. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Please remain standing for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, committee reports, highway. I don't know if everybody got the email for the road work that's repaved the road on Ruger Drive. I've got I got Longo, which is under state contract with the county, so it's gonna, if we.
Just patching.
It's
But I'll
pretty,
say they're just patching.
well, that's up to the town. I think it should be done over, but if that's what the town wants to
How
do.
much money is there in the budget? Because Lookout needs a turnaround up there.
We got money in the budget for that. What's the amount we got in the budget for highway this year, Chris?
Pull it up. We had 110,000 for repairs.
How much?
110 for repairs.
110?
Yep.
That doesn't include plowing?
No, plowing was 40, so that was a separate line, but the
All right.
repair line was
Or
110.
110, what's it gonna cost to do a road?
I sent the email around.
Yeah, the quote was 133.9.
Oh, it's more than the budget then.
That was an old-
This quote was from September of 2024.
Yeah, it's an old quote.
Yeah, he gave us the old quote.
Oh, he just gave you the same one?
Yeah.
That's it.
So there's not money in the budget to cover it then, and do anything else.
Let me look in the supervisor's report and see what we spent on this stuff.
Well, I looked at the road, I looked at it, so, okay, you get away with patching like they do. Look what they did to Quackenbush, they just went up the side. We could probably get away with 30, 40,000, just fix the road for now.
That's what everybody wants to do.
Well, that would leave enough money to put a turnaround in Overlook, because those people up there want a turnaround. And the ditch needs to be dug out, which I almost got my twister wrist on the back of, because I gotta fix Willow Run too. Because they're having issues, now's the time to do it, it's dry. I just had Jared bring me the hoses tonight, gonna put them on the back, get that all set up, go do that. They want to turn around, the people are willing to donate their land, get a cul-de-sac up there. The bus can't go up there, the problem is the water's coming out of the middle of the road. The whole road's ice in the winter, which they're not wrong. So, it'd be nice to have enough money to do that. See what Rick wants to do, to put a cul-de-sac up there. It
According
goes
to-
up, what's his name up there?
I
What's his name? Can't think of it.
don't know who it is right now up there.
The land
When you
goes
do-
up.
When you do a cul-de-sac over there, they're gonna have to get easements from all these,
They're willing, oh, believe me, they'll give you the land.
well, who's gonna do it?
Who's gonna do what?
Get the easements and do all that.
Rob?
Yeah, but we're gonna have to pay an extra for that. That's not part of it.
Doesn't matter if we don't spend 130,000 on Rooter, which doesn't need it. We can do that.
What do you think, Jim?
Well, if we're gonna do both of those jobs, we don't have it in the budget to
No.
do it this year, that's for sure.
No, you can't.
According to Isla's supervisor report, there's 77,600 left in the highway fund, and that's for both lines. We did spend 62,000 already in the repair line. I'm pulling up the invoice now from Schenectady County, the maintenance services we had to pay. Maintenance
We really
services.
don't have the money.
There was only 77 left,
Yeah,
so we ain't got enough money to do nothing except patch up Rooter. Let's patch up Rooter, 30-some odd thousand, whatever it's gonna cost.
Who's gonna do it?
Who's gonna do what?
We'll have to get a price, we'll have to get Empire to give us a price.
Ralph
I don't know if
talked.
he wants to do it. Maybe he doesn't wanna do it, just a patch job. Who we
No,
gonna
he'll
get?
do it. He'll do it.
Okay, well, I'll call him tomorrow and tell him over there, because he asked me. I said, I'll let you know if they wanna do this road over there.
If we pave it, he's gonna do it, okay, but it'll probably gonna be next year.
My concern is that this year, we've got a couple of other things in the budget that are more than we expected. You know, we're doing the sign, we're doing.
Yeah, but
we
that's
got
just the
multiple
highway,
work.
that's-
Right, but the point is, the next year, and my anticipation is next year, if we liquidate state police, we will have some wiggle room to work with, somebody to work with. That's my thinking.
So
I don't
let's
know
just
if-
patch up whatever we can.
I don't know if
to get
that's
by.
gonna pan out or not, but if we're looking at 18 months down the road, we may have some wiggle room in our budget if we sell that property, which is what we wanna do. We can no longer afford to maintain that property next door, we just can't do it. So I'm thinking, those funds, we might be able to get a little more done without breaking our budget. That's what I'm thinking. So that's, for that reason, and that reason alone, I'm thinking it might be a good idea to do a patch rather than the full, only because we're putting off the big stuff until we have a little bit of a windfall next year.
Ralph looked at it, he said the road's not that bad, it needs to be, you could get away patching it up. Like the county does on these roads, you know, they patch up the side and, you know,
Okay, I'll call him and see if he wants to do it.
see if he wants to do it. We don't have to get bid if he does it, he's state approval, right?
What, the,
yeah.
Rick's state approval.
yes, yeah, he's under state contract.
So we don't need to get 3 bids.
No. No, he gets the county pricing.
He'll probably do it, okay? If he doesn't want to do it, let me know, I'll call him up, I'll tell him he's got to
And
do it.
we can,
He's gonna get the road when we do it anyway.
we can talk to them about, you know, what we're looking at in the future here. We may have a little more wiggle room in the future, and that's what I'm thinking, you know.
I'm all for that. We only got 77,000 left right now. We're already behind the 8 ball. We're doing that.
Okay, so I'll
Oh,
call
we
him.
gotta amend the budget, which we don't wanna do.
No, I don't really want to amend the
No,
budget
ain't
this year.
necessary.
To
Go
see
through all
where we
that
are.
information.
Okay. I'll call him
Everybody,
tomorrow and
everybody
tell
on
him.
board with that? Yeah.
I'm good with that.
All right. They did, they're gonna fill in the pond up there, the county is, and they dug the culverts out over there in the front and on the side, up on River Drive.
Oh, I saw that.
And
Yeah,
they're
he did a
gonna
good
fill
job.
the pond.
My computer's gotta be beside himself, right?
Yeah.
And won't too bad. 'Cause that's what it was supposed to be like. What, they're gonna fill the pond in? Why are they gonna do that?
Because there's no water in there anymore.
Okay,
It's not working anymore.
all right.
So, because they own the pond, the county owns that, the town does not own
Seriously?
that. Yeah.
It's a town road.
I'm telling you who owns that pond is the county. Ruder didn't pay the taxes on it, so the county took
Okay, you
it
didn't tell
over.
me that part, okay. All right, so the
So
county.
they own the pond, and they don't want it there. They're gonna fill it in.
So we got is 2 water fund and general fund?
So that's, so the county owns it, and they're gonna take care of it.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good to me.
Let's see.
Did you sign this?
Yeah, we
you
did.
did. Yeah, you did all that, okay. Bob's not
Do we
here.
have anything from,
We don't have anything from Tommy. He's away this week. He said he'd get you guys a report when he's back.
water? MC, June 2025, gallons pumped 2,286,400, maximum daily use 114,600, minimum daily use is 47,000, daily average 76,200. They had no water main breaks, issues worked on meter readings, meter billing, inspected new water service on Darrell Road, general maintenance performed. Discussion, any questions on Rick's report?
No, but something's wrong with the meters. A couple of them.
Yeah, I know.
There's no way somebody using a million gallons of
I know,
water.
he already on it.
When you yelled at me, call, because he helped that guy with stuff there. I says, you didn't pay attention? I said, what are you using a million gallons of water?
He's taking care of it, so.
All right.
We sent a letter out also from the town to all water users indicating, the value added that water brings to the town, to their bill. A lot of people don't understand that when you're on a well, the electricity is expensive, the maintenance and repairs are expensive, all that's done when you're on the water. So, while it sounds like a lot, $300 a year, it's really a bargain.
Well, nobody's complaining about that, Joe.
Well, some people are.
Well, good for them, right? That's not.
Some people are complaining. I hear it, who hears it?
Yeah, I heard it from a couple of people.
Yeah, a few people are, that's why we sent a letter
That's the
out.
cost of a pump.
Yeah, that's why we sent the letter out, to explain these things so people understand, because it's actually a really good deal, what we have in town, Bristol.
I don't know if anybody wants a copy of this report. The water testing.
We have
I don't know
that.
if that read. Huh?
We have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that's a copy right here.
They also sent with the water billing, the annual
What's that?
water
The
report
water
also
report.
went out to all water district users.
Building and ground, we had that water tank went bad, hot water tank over the state police building. Been talking with Albany over here, gotta have that roof fixed. We're gonna need a new roof. I sent everybody the estimates on it. I got the 3 estimates, I'm gonna get one more. We're required to have 3. Problem is over here with this, we have to do prevailing wage, and we also have to pay the benefits. Prevailing wage is $37.05 an hour, and the benefits are $23 an hour. This is state law. We can't get around that. And they have to provide compensation insurance and their insurance to cover anything that happens. The 3 estimates I got over there is because the plywood is in bad shape. That's gonna have to be replaced. There's probably only ½ inch up there on that roof, and they got trusses up there, and that's 24 inches on center. They should have at least 3/4 or 5/4 up there, but they didn't. We're gonna have to replace that upper roof. There's no question about it. There's mold coming in downstairs now. The sheet rock is getting bad, and they want it replaced, and it's our obligation to replace it. As long as we own the building, that's gonna have to be done. Like I said, I got 3 estimates. They varied. Do we have the copies there, Kristen?
I have them, I emailed them to everybody, but I have them here also if you want me to pull them.
Yeah, sent them to you over there. You got, the highest was Midstate, which did the sheriff's department next door, and they did the county building. They did that. The other ones, I think, was Pinnacle Roofing and S&G. They were a little bit lower, but the one said he was only gonna replace the sheet or the plywood that was bad, that's bubbled up.
Yeah, okay. This is what they normally do.
But that's not gonna hold up. Whatever we do with the building over here, it's gonna have to be subtracted from. They're added to the cost of that. I already talked to the state police about that, so they're on board with it.
Okay, that's good.
Originally, they were willing to deduct the cost of the roof, originally.
Right.
But we got a letter from them indicating that even if they decide to go ahead tomorrow, it would take 3 months, 90 days minimum to close, maybe longer, and at that point, the damage that could be done is just simply not acceptable. So that's the reason why we're in this position. And that's the other reason why we keep, saying that we want to liquidate that property. We just can't afford to pay those rates that they get state union rates and everything for repairs on the building. And we have no staff here to do it. So hopefully, going forward this year, I would like to see it before the end of the year, but at the very latest, early part of next year. Something like that.
I've been talking with them over in Albany now for quite a long time about this, and they're very interested in this. But we gotta do something with the roof. You got the copy of the estimates?
So what are we talking?
$38,000 for the upper roof is the high bid. From
So,
the-
39.6 is the high.
39.6.
That's Pinnacle, they're the highest.
Yeah.
MSI was 38.5, and S&G was 27.940.
Who was that?
S,
S&G.
yeah, I don't know why they're so much cheaper than the other two.
Well,
They're only gonna replace, the
Yeah,
other
they're not
people are
gonna-
gonna replace all the plywood.
Okay,
They're
so
gonna
the other
all
two.
replace all the plywood. These people are only gonna replace the plywood that was bad. Okay, you
So
don't
we
know.
gotta do, we gotta
We
do,
don't know if it's plywood, it could be wafer board up there.
it
okay?
could be. I don't think it is now. I've been up in the attic. No, it's not.
Oh, it's not, it's regular plywood?
It's plywood.
Okay.
It's, that's
Well,
got,
we
we gotta
really
do that. It's
replace
been
it
leaking
all.
now for 3 months. We can't let it keep leaking.
If the plywood's good, it don't need to be replaced.
But the
Well,
point
it's
is, we
all
gotta do that
up to the
before
state.
we have any more damage. It's getting,
Yes.
especially this spring, we had so much rain. We get another month like we had this spring, we're gonna have a mess in there.
I'm gonna recommend them to what I think should be done to the state police when I talk to them. They're very, very concerned about this leak now.
We gotta pass something tonight?
Fine.
We have to pass something, or it's in, we gotta.
Well, I got one more estimate coming in, if you wanna wait for that.
It's in the budget, right? I mean, you don't have to,
You got
you don't need a
35,
resolution, you just,
there's 35 budget
for the roof.
for capital
For
improvement,
capital improvements.
Okay. Without us going, voting on anything. in other
Do we
words-
have the full 3 already in? We got 3.
We got 3 in.
So we don't really need to wait for another one, is there?
Well, the
All
one that I got coming in, I think he might come in a little bit.
right, so you wanna wait? Do we have to,
I would say we wait. We have to have a special meeting or something.
Can we-
It's gotta be done right away, then we can do it.
can we pass a resolution that we take the best bid that comes in, or, because I don't wanna wait till next
It
month.
should be automatic, though.
I don't-
Lowest
No,
bid.
it's not automatic, Nick.
I don't wanna wait till next
It all
month's
depends on
meeting.
who's doing the job and what you want. You don't have to take the lowest bid. That's a falsehood. You can always go to a higher thing if you think it's a better job coming in.
Okay.
I'd rather not wait till next meeting to have to
Well, no, we won't have
reward
to
the
make
pro-
that the next meeting. If we
contract.
have to, I wanna see, we can't do anything until I talk to them about
Right.
it, what the state wants to do. I gotta talk to them tomorrow. I told them I would see what the town board says tonight, and I'll talk to them tomorrow, and we'll see what we can do. Then I'll show them the 3 estimates, I'll send them over to him. I've got his email, I sent the email to everybody
Yeah, I got
about
it.
yeah.
what the state police wants. You all got it, right?
Yeah,
You got it, didn't you?
Yeah, I probably got it.
I sent it all out, so everybody knows what they're looking at over here, and we gotta do something with it, so.
Can you do a resolution just to approve the repair up to 40,000?
that's what I was saying, that way we, when it comes in, we can just assign the contract.
Yeah.
Can we do that, Ron?
You can probably give yourself some authorization. The problem is you don't know. You have to review the proposal to see what you're getting. I mean, you're comparing oranges to oranges, et cetera. But if you want to set forth what you're authorizing up to whatever dollar amount you want to do, as long as you can give some specificity with regards to what that's gonna cover. Is it gonna cover a whole new roof, or, you know?
The upper portion.
The upper portion.
To include the plywood too, right?
Depends on what the kind, what the bid comes in. Well, one bid is partial plywood, one bid is full plywood. Maximum allowable in our budget that we allow is 35,000 anyway. That's what we have in the repair budget, right?
Well, that was the capital improvements. You also have 6,000 in the repairs. We just did the hot water tank, which was about 800, but you haven't touched that
That
other.
was 500.
The hot water tank was 5?
Yes.
So you got about 40.
I mean, if we can't, but it's the thing, I'm just saying, if,
So we want to pass a resolution up to 40,000.
When are you getting the fourth quote? When are they coming in?
I got the 3 in right now, but I got one more coming.
When's he coming?
In a couple days, he said he's gonna get over there to do it. He's gonna come in, I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna come in cheaper. He asked if it was gonna be prevailing wage, and I said yes. And he says he didn't know what the prevailing wage is. I told him it's $37.05 an hour, plus the benefits.
And that's,
And we can't get around with that.
No, I know.
You can't get around, that's state law.
$50-something an hour, okay.
is that just replacing the bad plywood or all of it, this fourth guy?
Just on the upper portion. This has got nothing to do with the shingles. The shingles are fine.
Yeah.
This is the upper portion. I had that put on 12 years ago. It's almost a flat roof. You might as well say it's a flat roof, and they don't last that long. Flat roofs don't.
What was it, rubber?
Yeah, it's got a rubber base to it. It was a stick-on one. It was supposed to be a little bit cheaper and last longer. Well, for 12 years, that's a pretty long time for a flat roof. Once you get a little bubble in
It's
it,
leaking on the joint, yeah, okay.
and once you get a bubble in it, you get ice and snow on it, it cracks it, goes up and down.
so the question is, can we do something so that we authorize Lou to say to the guy, do it?
Do it.
Otherwise, we gotta wait another month. We gotta wait till August meeting.
Yeah.
Or we have a quick 10-minute meeting.
We could, but we have to post that.
Yeah,
It's,
post
you know,
it
Can't
and
do
all
that. You know, we have to
Well, we
post it
could
for
always
10
do
days.
an emergency meeting, we've done this before, had it come in and.
I don't mind doing that as long as we understand how.
Gerard said we can do that if it's an emergency.
So we don't have to post
You
it.
don't have to post it? Yeah, but okay,
You have to
fine.
post it, yeah.
That's
Yeah, you have to
emergency.
post it, but you don't have to do the 10 days.
You don't have to do it 10 days. Well, I mean,
I
I don't
don't
mind
know.
doing it.
Knowing your budget, this is a big line item, so to approve it without even having anything in front of you, I know you have the other quotes, but you don't know what this other person's gonna come in at, and what the details are gonna be on his proposal, so my recommendation would be wait for that proposal and call it.
And call it a meeting. Okay, that's fine with me.
And it just, but there's no chance that you can close and give a credit as far as having the state police buy it as is and lower the price.
We're in discussions with them now, but their last communication was that their concern was they don't want this thing to leak and from now till closing, which could be
3 months.
3 months, 4 months. So their thing is, let's fix it. Let's not do any more damage. So that's where we are with that. That's our last communication.
There's no way to go up there with a pail of tar and just plug it up?
Well, the one thing is.
They don't want that, they're gonna be into it, they want it fixed properly.
Yeah, but if they're gonna fix it and knock it off the price, it just needs to stop leaking. I ain't
They
going
don't
to
wanna
a
be
bucket of
bothered, they
tar.
want it fixed properly now.
All right.
The one thing you always worry about is once you open up the roof or whatever, is there any chance that there's gonna be other issues that you can identify, and now you got a $60,000 problem versus a 38?
I don't think that's possible with that. I've been up in the attic, and I know construction, so I've been up there. It's been leaking now, and it's coming down, and it's ruining everything downstairs.
And they want it fixed.
Yeah, well, so we gotta fix it. We can't let, that's town property right now, and we can't let that keep
And
leaking.
the other issue is, if for some reason the state decides, you know what, we don't want to buy it. We'll have it repaired so that we can put it out, because we just got our estimate, our appraisal on the building. And, if we have that repaired, that's gonna make the sale going forward to a private entity easier.
Yeah.
So I think either way, the sensible thing to do is do it and get it done. Because either way, that
Just
asset,
make a decision on
if
it.
we've got to liquidate that asset, we can't liquidate it as a damaged asset at this point.
They are very interested in this because they don't want to move.
That would be the ideal thing. There's a lot of reasons for that, not the least of which is that, we can do that without a lot of complications, so.
See, they got the other problem he's been hounding me on is the parking lot, and we certainly can't afford that. The last estimate I got on that was $92,000. That was 3 years ago. Because they got to excavate the whole thing, the drains are bad in it, as you saw, and the water's running in the garage. You came over and
Obligated
did
under
the,
the lease anyways to repair it too.
what's that?
You're obligated under the lease to repair it anyways.
Well,
The lease
only
is
month to month,
expired.
lease
We're-
goes
So
on.
you're on the lease with
Yeah,
them.
we're month to month right now. That's the other problem. There's a lot of issues with that place. But I think that based on our attorney's recommendation, we should do that. We'll wait till that bid comes in. We gotta do an emergency meeting, we'll post it on the door, have our meeting as, Gerard indicated we could, and we'll just get this thing done before the next meeting. Does that sound
I think that's
okay
a good
to you?
Yeah.
All right, so, does everybody agree? Does that sound good?
Yeah, no, I'm
I'm
on board for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
You know, I've
plan
been
on-
over
let's plan on
there
doing
for the
that.
last 2 weeks, meeting with these people. I got one more to meet with. So, and the only reason I'm asking him is because I think he might be a little bit cheaper. I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure though, because he works, but he's still gotta do, I told him it's gotta be prevailing wage and whatever goes with it. State regulations.
All right,
That was
sounds like.
that was a gift to the unions, so that's another subject. So, all right, I'll wait for the next one to come in, we'll be within a couple of days. And then we'll go from there, see is there anything else going on? Oh, yeah, Jim, go ahead,
On,
the sign.
okay, we met with the construction people, and we met with our electrician Monday morning at 8 o'clock here, and we went over a lot of stuff. There's multiple options of getting power to the sign. One is to come from the gazebo, which is going to be very expensive. Everybody that was there pretty much had a consensus that this sign should be moved from this current side of the road to the other side for a number of reasons, not the least of which is if that property gets sold, we don't want the sign, we don't want ambiguity as to is the sign on their property, on our property. So we're thinking we'll move it to the other side, it'll be more visible all the way around, going east and west on 7, number one. We can grab power from the pole there, our electrician said that would be the least expensive method of getting power to the sign. There are a number of requirements from the power company that we have to have a box, et cetera, so forth, but even with that, that's the least expensive. And the least amount of ground being dug up, and trenches, and et cetera, and so forth. So our sign is in. It looks like now we're waiting to make a decision on the electrical power coming in, which we kind of more or less agreed on from that pole, right?
Yeah, I suggested this over here to run it off the pole instead of running another line in the town hall and just put a meter out there.
Yeah.
We paid for that light that was on there, we took that out. We were paying for the parking lot lights. I removed that meter and tied it into the building here to eliminate them two. And so that's all we'd be doing is activating it. The problem is, National Grid is not the easiest people to work with.
And we may need an easement from the county, correct, from the sheriff's?
Well, then we gotta do something with the county because part of that easement is have to come from that pole over is from the county. I don't think that's gonna be a problem at all. I know that won't be a problem with going along with that.
The other issue, and Lou had a good idea, he suggested when we were talking, that it's possible, we don't know if this is probable, but it's possible that the sheriffs may say, we're willing to pay a certain amount, per month if we can have some time on the sign to advertise critical sheriff business, like training, like any special events that they're gonna have, et cetera, and so forth. I mean, we'd probably be willing to donate that anyway, but it's a possibility if it becomes a financial strain on us, which I don't think it will. I think really we need to have this. It's important for safety, it's important for the court, it's important if we have a storm, or if there's a prisoner released, or somebody out there. It's good to have that sign for safety reasons anyway. It's probably, we're long overdue having a sign for the 21st century. So, but there's a possibility we may be able to maybe cut some kind of deal with the sheriffs going forward. I don't know if that's going to happen or if it's necessary, but that was one thing we did discuss. And the other thing is, if we go to the other side, we don't have to take that tree down, that big pine tree, which is another expense and hassle. And the other thing we gotta decide is if and what we wanna do with the current sign. If we wanna just take it down, repair it, put something else up on there, or whatever. It's pretty bad shape, you can't really read it.
No, it's ready to fall over.
Yeah, I mean, we have to make that decision, but that's a minor part of this whole issue.
We got scrap, what do you want to do with it?
That sign.
Scrap it?
That's what I'm thinking. My wife thought maybe we could use it for something on there, but I don't know if we need to do that.
Oh, where it is?
Yeah, you can't really see with that tree, I don't know.
The wood is rotten.
Put it up here on the septic system for nostalgia.
The wood is rotten out now.
My suggestion is get rid of
Which
it.
is rare.
That's my, sorry, Hannah.
We can bring it, you want it? Want the sign?
We're trying to get rid of crap.
I just thought if there was a town logo, it'd be nice on it. That's
Well, we're gonna have it town, it's an 8-foot sign, we're gonna have the town logo on our sign. Or not the logo, but we're gonna have the town of Princetown on our sign.
Sure, we could put the logo on the sign.
Yeah, we could, you're gonna put anything you want on it. You're gonna be, Crystal's gonna be trained to
You put
use the
cartoons on it?
digital, put anything you want.
You put cartoons on it? You put cartoons
Imagine
on it?
there's ways to answer.
Congratulations, Jim and Lou, for getting out of here. That type of thing. So anyway, that's where we are. We spent a good part of the morning, and fortunately, our electrician, who was a very busy man, was able to come and spend an hour and a half with us and do a lot of calculating for us. And that was a big help, because we needed him there to take care of this.
Yeah, rather than running another line in from the.
That makes total sense.
He said we're talking 1,000 foot of copper coming from here, 1,000 foot of copper. He said that alone, you don't even want to know what it's going to cost. He told us, but you don't want to know.
Almost $6,000.
Yeah,
He said just the copper, 6,000 to 8,000.
yeah.
So
Without the installation.
yeah,
You
so
gotta take the trains, put a conduit, everything on there.
so he said that's
Well, the
probably
the cheapest way out.
that's probably the
Easier
easiest
to
way.
pay the bill.
Right. That's going to be the
So
easiest
I gotta
way.
try to get a hold of National Grid, so that's gonna be up to the town to try to get this done. I gotta talk to the county first. So, got my work cut out for me with that.
And when we talk to the county, we can suggest that the county may have, we may give them some time, so many days a month or a year that they can put something on there. Anything they do, they gotta go through Crystal. She's gonna be
Right.
putting all the
Yeah.
input in there, so,
To our computer.
yeah. It's all digital, wireless. So that's the story with that.
All right. Any other questions? Let's see. Court, we don't have, do we have anything?
Nothing from the court. We did get an assessor report today.
We did get, where did I see that? What the fines were?
We pay
What she
the
set
fine
the fines
for.
were? I think we received,
Did she email you? She didn't email me.
pardon?
Did she email you? I mean, we pay the comptroller's office every month for fines and fees.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
what
what
you're
it
thinking
was
of?
from the controller's office.
I can tell you what that was for this
It was
month.
5,000 something, wasn't
Well, that was actually 2 months combined. That one covered, they're always a month behind, so that covered April and May, I believe. Yeah, 5,302 was our voucher. And that was 2,966 of that was fines and fees in April, and 3,336
thought.
was for pay.
Okay.
That's what we paid the state though.
Right,
Did we get anything
Which
out
is
of
what,
that?
like a
I
third?
believe we do.
Yeah.
That's a third of the fines, I think.
We get
I think
peanuts.
it's less than that now.
Yeah, they
Less
changed
than a
it.
third?
We get peanuts out of there.
It's not. They changed
Oh,
it.
I thought they get a third.
No, they get the
no,
lion's
they get
share of
most it.
everything.
They get most of
No,
everything.
They
really?
get most of everything.
Yeah.
in the state.
They changed that.
Okay.
They changed that law.
Every year it's less and less we get.
To the point where basically we're doing our work for nothing.
Yes.
What it amounts to.
That's what it's
Hate to be
about.
bitter, but that's how it works.
They're taking more and more.
In regards to the court also, we did ask our judge, she's been very successful in the past getting grants to help the town and to help the judge and the department, the legal department. We asked her if there's any way that we could have gotten some kind of a grant towards the sign. I haven't heard from her, so I
No,
don't
I
know.
haven't either.
I'm assuming that she was not successful in that regard, but we did ask her to see if there was any funds available. And there's funds every year, by the way, to help the court. She gets a grant almost every year. We should probably touch base with her again, just, did you see her? Is she in here?
She occasionally comes in.
Maybe we
so
could
next
talk to
time I
her,
see
so
her,
just
I'll-
mention that if she's been able to do anything. I mean, if we could get a grant even for a few $1,000s, it would be very helpful. The court's gonna be able to use that sign on a regular basis, so it's not like it's all town business, no court business. We can share that.
Last update, she said, the grant processes don't open till the second week of July. So
Oh,
that's this
okay,
week,
so good. So we're still, we're still the
Oh, yeah,
dice.
she did send that
Yeah.
email, didn't she?
Okay, so the balls are still in the air there. That's a good thing. And that would be wonderful if we could get something.
Yeah, it's not, there's a time limit on it, right? It hasn't come up yet.
Anything.
It's just about to open.
Yes, and I'll send her a text, and I'll send her a text and indicate that, we would be willing to let her use the sign for the court business, which maybe that could help her in her grant process, so. Okay, I'll get that text out tomorrow.
Yeah, she had to wait until, I don't remember.
Till July,
last time.
yeah, okay, good,
She
perfect, so
Had to
everything,
wait for, I forgot what the date is before she.
beautiful, you got balls in the air.
For her grant. And we got nothing from the assessor.
Yeah,
We
she
do,
said.
yeah.
you had
Oh, we
something
do?
from
Yeah,
Assessor.
you have it there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, here it is.
It's lengthy.
Assessment office. Everybody got a copy of it?
You don't have to read it.
No.
You just move on.
Oh,
Everybody happy with it?
Yeah.
If everybody wants to, just to read it, have it read,
I can,
Crystal's nominated.
No.
We're good.
I didn't include it in the agenda, but I can scan it into the minutes, so.
All right.
Let's do that.
Okay.
We don't
Do
need
that.
So that's done. Now we come to the highlight of the meeting, right? Dog control.
Dog control.
Highlight, huh? Woof, woof. There was another incident with the dog on South Kelly Road on the other person's property. So he was given a citation for running at large and also for being unlicensed. He did show up to court, and he's going to reappear tomorrow with his license, and that will be dismissed. And then he's got 6 months that if there's no more incidents involving his dog being on the neighbor's property, then that ticket will be dismissed. He did get a electric collar to keep the dog fenced in. So far, it's been working. I haven't had any complaints from the deer camera surveillance on the neighbor's property, so. Other than that, it's been quiet. It's a ping pong match between the two. South Kelly and Birchwood Drive. So hopefully it quiets down now. get back to it being a boring Princetown dog control officer.
That's what we want.
Any questions for Don? Okay, thank you, Ben.
Okay?
Okay, Crystal, you're
I don't
up.
have anything new to report. It is very quiet in the clerk's office in the summer. Isla and Nicole did get started on the water billing, so we did have a few people coming in to do that this week, so there's a little bit more traffic, but nothing for my office. That unpaid out-of-district water bill that I brought up at a previous meeting, that was paid. He did end up submitting a payment,
that's
so we
good.
don't have to work with Guilfoyle to have that re-levied, so
That's great.
we're full. Good.
Perfect.
Yep. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Crystal. On public hearings, we have nothing. Meeting minutes. It is hereby resolved, the meeting minutes of June 10th, 2025, regular town board meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion.
Make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Foley?
Yes.
Councilman Jacaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Carousel phone services cancellation. It's hereby resolved that the town board approves the cancellation of town hall phone services with NWN Carousel. Discussion?
That's gonna make some improvements, I guess, right?
Yeah,
We're gonna have some, we're gonna call our ID.
We don't need them anymore now that we're getting the phone
Right,
inspections.
so, and we're gonna have a much better system going forward, so, yeah, so this is a good thing.
So at, what was that? What is that amount, 200 and?
It used to be 1,000 a year, 908.21 a year. They ended up prorating, which is the next resolution here. They gave us a prorated amount of just what we've used for this
I thought it
year.
was 238 or something.
227 is what we ended up paying, but that was just from April through end of June, and now our services will be
So
canceled.
that's gonna go by the wayside now.
Right, right.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Jacaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. New carousel voucher amendment. It's hereby resolved that the town board approves the amendment of voucher number 86 of abstract 5 for NWN carousel phone services from 9/08/21 to the revised amount of 227.05 for coverage dates 4/1/25 through 6/30/25. Discussion.
So that's a net savings, right,
Yeah,
for the year? Okay.
Mhm.
And going forward, that'll be net savings?
correct. We won't pay this anymore.
Thank you.
Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Pavolny?
Yes.
Councilman Jacaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Assessor appointment, this comes up this time, and it's a 7 years, isn't it, Crystal?
6.
6.
It's your turn.
Yes, so once we appoint him, he's in for 6 years unless he resigns.
Or screws up.
What's that?
Or screws up.
Yeah.
Does something wrong.
Well, he's
Well,
been
you can't-
good,
you can't
he's been
fire him.
really good.
If he does something wrong, we can fire him.
No, you
That's
can't.
happened.
No, you can't. No, he resigned.
Oh,
You gotta do it, I think you gotta do an Article 78.
Talking about the other guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he resigned,
we made him resign.
yeah.
All right.
But
Whatever.
once he's appointed, you just can't fire him. It's
Yeah,
not
but
like
John's doing a good job, so.
Yes,
All
he's
right.
doing an excellent job. Assessor appointment, be it resolved that the town board hereby appoints John Bonanno as town assessor for a term to begin 10/1/25 and expire 9/30/31. Discussion.
On the discussion, I will say this, these assessor positions, inspector positions, water license positions, these are all getting more and more difficult to get in a small town like ours with a small budget. So this is a great thing that he's willing to stay. It's not fun and it's not easy, trust me. I've been working all year on this water business and it's, I'm ready to pull my hair out. So it's great to have this because you don't want to be looking for these positions. You really don't. It's not easy today. We're not a big city. We can't put an ad in the paper or pay somebody a couple $100,000 a year. So On that, I'll make the motion.
Second.
Councilman Blue?
Yes.
Councilman Jacarusa?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Let's see. Okay, general funds claim. It's hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 115 through 137, 2025, in the amount of $55,897.58. Discussion.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Bristol?
Councilman Capoli?
Yes.
Councilman Jacarusa?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Waters funds claim. It's hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 62 through 70 of 2025 in the amount of $5,361.37. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Bristol?
Councilman Capoli?
Yes.
Councilman Jacarusa?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Okay, privilege of the floor. Every scheduled town board meeting, the public shall have the right to...
Well,
Well, I know.
we can skip this.
Okay.
Let's open and close it. Let's open and close it.
Somebody may want to talk, you never know.
Nancy, you got anything to say, huh?
No.
Okay.
Ben?
Thank you.
No.
Doing good.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
open it and close it.
We do have to open it and close it.
Open and close it.
So open it at 7:47, close it at 7:47.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Is there a
You have to
motion?
vote on that?
Yes.
No, you don't have to vote on
Okay.
privileges of the floor.
Yeah.
Council member comments, discussion?
Yeah, we need to appoint Mark Randy as an assistant water helper.
Actually, he would be, when we appoint him, he's gonna be the commissioner. He will be the commissioner, not the assistant.
No, I know that, but we're paying him
I see, I understand, yes.
illegally.
Yes, we have him coming in a little bit to work with Rick.
Rick.
So Nick is saying that we should make this a formal thing, that we agree to pay him,
Yeah.
because we legally,
Right.
We can appoint him as assistant water commissioner.
Right.
So he can get paid legally.
yeah,
But I was getting
yeah, he's
involved.
right about that, we do need to do that.
It's not a business where you're just hiring the guy and saying you gotta pay him, you know what I mean?
The reason we told him that is because
No, it's fine.
yeah, this has
I
been a
understand
nightmare,
that.
and then we want him to see what the job involves. Maybe he doesn't want the job, we don't know, and we're hoping he will think about it, but
We're
he
gonna pay him on any form, shape, or manner.
Yeah, we're gonna be paying him,
Give him a
yes.
position.
And we also should decide how much we're gonna pay him, right? We can decide that either,
Should.
for coming in, because I
You
gotta
gotta tell you what we're gonna
I
pay.
gotta give him a call and tell him what we're paying him for.
What do you do, just put his time in?
He just comes in for an hour or two with Rick.
Just follows them around.
Follows them around.
Sees what,
Well,
like,
yeah, because he's gotta learn the system, you
Right.
know?
He's gotta see
see
what
what the job entails.
the job
But if
involves.
he's putting hours in, it means he needs to get paid.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not yet licensed, right?
He is not licensed, he's not in school yet. But he is thinking about going, he does have some questions. Some of those questions will resolve tonight, which is how much we're gonna pay him. We're gonna talk that in executive session, right?
Yeah.
But this piece, we do need to get done.
So what have we paid the assistants in the past? We've done this before. What was,
$20.77 is what Gene makes.
Gene makes $20.77 now,
Correct.
no water
No
license.
license.
Right.
I gotta do something similar.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't think you should
I mean-
retire until he has the license.
I know it's not worth his time for a couple hours.
It really isn't.
Yeah, but it makes it legitimate for us.
It's, right, that's it, the legitimacy for us. I mean, it's almost insulting to tell a man that makes $200 an hour, we're gonna pay him 20 bucks.
You can't, it's unfair to Gene though if you
No,
pay
and
this.
it's not fair to us if we don't do this. We have to do this
Yeah.
legally. So,
All
we
right.
need a motion to that extent.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll make a motion that we pay,
We hired Mark Crandy
Right.
as assistant, or what is?
assistant and pay him the same that we're paying Gene.
Okay.
The others.
And
water
he can put keep track of his own hours and give them to Iowa, and we'll pay him.
Be resolved that Mark Randy, the appointed
$20.
water operator at a rate of
No,
27
$20
cents per
and
hour
77 cents.
for a term to expire 12/31/25.
$20.77 you said, right?
2077, yeah.
That's what
Term
we're
to
paying
expire
Gene.
end of year.
That's what we paid Gene.
That's what we're paying Gene, as a water.
So if we pay him as a 30, Gene's gonna say, what am I?
Yeah, we have to raise Gene's up.
You know, so I'll talk to him, I'll text him and talk to him tomorrow or Thursday. Tell him what the deal is.
Okay.
So I have Jim made a motion, I need another motion.
What did you say, Jim made a motion? I'll second it.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jacques?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes.
That way we're covered.
Ben, you got anything?
So you had asked me to call the Association of Towns
Oh,
about
yes.
that new solar thing. She never called me back. Granted, I only called her yesterday morning, so when she gets back to me, I'll let you know, and I'll follow up in a couple days if I don't hear from her.
That was over the solar.
Yeah,
They're changing that over here.
I don't know if that passed or if she vetoed it. I don't know.
You,
Who's she?
you got your phone out, I got it on mine, but you can get yours quicker. Could you read that, what I sent out?
All right.
Hopefully, this is not gonna be retrospective, going back, in other words, you know, we made our deals with these people. And we have, you know, we've
They
got
wanna
signed
take away
contracts, I don't
the,
think they're gonna be able to change
They want
that.
to take away the,
You-
what
They're paying us,
No more
these
votes.
solar outfits are paying us $30,000 a year, so they should be able to get out of that. Unless the state, or if they do, we're really getting,
35,000.
They want to do away with that? So we get nothing?
well,
We don't know if
I
it's
don't
gonna
know if
be,
it's retrospective.
grandfather or
retroactive.
what it's coming up to.
No, they can't.
Association.
I don't see how they could do that.
They
Contract-
can't-
Contracts are
They can't
contracts.
rescind what's already in place.
Well, you say that,
Well, they should, okay? Politically,
You want me to read? Sorry.
Yeah, read
Yeah, go
what
ahead.
associations of towns
Go
say.
ahead.
I sent this to everybody, but
So it said talking points on S8012
listen to this.
/A8332, standardized assessment methodology for renewable energy projects. The New York Associations of Towns is opposed to whatever those laws are going to be, which as of 6/25 is on the governor's desk, and she has 10 days to act on the bill, so she will have acted at this point, right?
She should.
should have been.
yeah, she should have.
It's more than 10 days. Previous legislation took away local authority to assess renewable energy projects and directed the New York State Department of Tax and Finance to create a standardized assessment model. We are encouraging members to reach out to the governor's office asking her to veto this bill. You can use this form or call 518-474-8390, or reach out to your regional representative to let the executive chamber know your position. Below are some talking points for members to use. The bill amends the real property tax law to modify the method for assessing solar and wind energy systems by requiring the use of a discounted cash flow approach, requires host community benefit payments and decommissioning costs to be included as expenses, which I'm assuming will affect us in some capacity because we have host agreements. Stipulates that federal tax credits be deemed intangible assets and not included in revenue streams, and imposes a standardized formula for determining the assessed value of solar and wind projects. This methodology would result in a significant reduction in the assessed value of large-scale solar and wind installations, thereby diminishing the tax revenue that can be collected by municipalities. Solar and wind energy systems often encompass thousands of acres of land, which means municipalities lose a significant portion of tax income due to these projects. The last formula adopted by the state for assessing solar and wind energy systems only taxed the systems at a quarter of their worth, which shifts the fiscal burden to residents and small businesses. Pilot agreements are capped at what a project would be taxed at, therefore undervaluing projects for assessing purposes caps pilot agreements.
But the pilot doesn't say anything about the pilot agreement going back retroactively.
We don't have a pilot
I
agreement,
mean,
we have a host agreement.
The host agreement.
Mhm. Well, that's what he wanted me to find out. is
That's,
that-
hopefully that
You
stays.
would get paid a pilot for Pattersonville Solar, though, and I didn't understand why we don't get one for South Kelly when we have the same host agreement.
Yeah.
You know,
Just kind of
that-
county finance couldn't answer that for me.
Yeah.
when you call over there, ask for Lori Mifflin. She'll definitely call you back. She
Okay.
just called me back yesterday.
Okay, Lori with them.
They asked about something else.
Okay, I called the number from the person.
No, call.
We can give you that, her number. She's the attorney.
Elmer Carter, the town of Princetown,
Lori's
has a
the
question.
attorney. She'll get back. She always gets back within a day.
Yeah, I just talked to her yesterday. She sent something over.
And just so everybody understands, the discounted cash flow method of evaluation, you know, I do that all day with stocks. And you can take a company that's worth $1 billion, and using the discounted cash flow, you can get their net value down to a fraction of that. This is what they're trying to do. When you use a discounted cash flow to determine the valuation of a taxable property, let me tell you, these numbers can go down like a rock, because the discounted cash flow is the cash flow that's coming in, discounting into the future. So these are numbers that dramatically change the value, the assessed value of these properties. So I would be not only against it, but hell-bent against it. And it's not a good thing for us, or for any town.
Well, the associations of towns was definitely.
Yeah, well,
opposed to it.
hopefully
That's why-
that won't
That's why
go
they sent me the email, and I sent it out to everybody, so you could look at it.
So we don't know if she signed it.
Well, that's a wild card, I'll tell you right now, because that method of evaluation of an asset is not in our favor at all.
And my concern is that, are they gonna go back on these host agreements that, since we don't have a town tax, we have a host agreement, and that's amounting to $40,000 a year now. 35,000 up there and over 5,000 for the one.
And the
over there.
discounted cash flow discounts into the future, so what it does is it becomes less and less and less, and this, we don't want that. It's not a good thing, at all.
We don't know if she signed the bill.
We hope not, we could find out, but I hope not.
You know, when I
You
said
don't rock,
call
find out.
her offices,
I figured that.
call her offices and do that, that's not gonna do any good. It never does, but, well,
Well,
if you
they
could,
pulled all the federal funding for these things, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, to be honest with you, the whole thing, in my opinion, the whole thing was a big slush from the beginning.
Yeah.
From the beginning. You know, I was never really 100% for it, but we had an opportunity and an obligation to the town to accept what's good for the town. This is why we did.
Yeah.
And we did the right thing. The town board did the
Yeah,
right thing.
well, the last that tax bill they just passed, among many other things, they took all the funding out of the solar and wind, right?
Well, and they have another problem, because a lot of those solar cells come from China, which are now going to be tariffed heavily. So there's another issue with these tax things. So these solar things are not going to be the same deal they were just 5 years ago, 3 years ago.
Also approved
and the federal funding is going away from these.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That I would agree
You know,
with.
the federal funding, they're losing these solar companies are losing this federal funding.
Yeah, I think they cut it to zero in that last bill.
So,
They don't work up here.
New York is, you know,
We don't have enough sun for them to work up here.
they're going full forward with this, New York Staters. They did come out and say, I don't know if anybody realized this, they're stopping this electric vehicle mandate that they were going to impose on 2035, that everything has to be electric. They've dropped that because they can't get it. They're never gonna have enough.
The grid's not gonna be able to handle the
No,
charge.
we don't have
And by the way, now that we're talking about this battery storage, I'm wondering if that's what's going on over there on Burdick Street, what they're building over there. If that's that battery storage plant that they're,
I thought Rotterdam voted against battery storage.
I don't know, they're working over there.
No.
That's what I thought.
Where you seen working for?
Oh, on Burdick Street, right behind the Stewarts, that's where they were gonna put they're all working in there, doing something. That's where that battery storage
Oh,
was.
DSS is there or whatever.
Yes, they were gonna do.
Oh, that's where the grid is.
Yeah, that's where they were gonna do the battery storage, and I don't know.
That might be what they're working on now.
Pardon?
That might be what they're working, they're going in through Stewart's to
Yes.
get to there.
Yes,
And it is right there on the power line
Yes.
grid.
yes. Yes.
They're not,
I don't know if they okayed it or not. And,
well, I thought they were doing up on by the Rex, by the dump, up there on Rice Corners Road.
no,
And we're doing one out there too?
no, just this one over here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why they
San
chose this
zero
area,
one two.
Well, it does a
An
little,
assembly.
Power line.
Well,
Three two.
but these battery storage things are not good.
No, I don't think, I thought Rotterdam voted that down at the council.
Maybe
I
they,
don't know.
maybe they did what the state wants to do, and they just say, we're gonna do it.
I don't think the state can do that with the battery. They can with the solar, but I don't know about the battery. I don't think they're.
No, I don't know, maybe they can, and maybe they
What's
can't.
going on with the project up on Rhinex Corners and Sandburn or whatever?
Nothing, I haven't heard anything on it anymore.
Good.
I haven't heard nothing.
Yeah, I haven't heard much either here and there.
No.
It's been nothing
No,
substantial.
no, nothing.
well, a lot of it hinged on Rotterdam, because that's where they're hooking up to the power.
Yes,
Rotterdam.
Rotterdam. But, no, I haven't heard anything more on it. Well, maybe the federal funding just
Yeah,
went by the
nobody
wayside
decided
over
not to
there, and
do
they're
it.
not having it, but New York State wants to fund it.
A lot of money.
Yeah, New York State ain't gonna do that.
Money doesn't seem to bother the state. They just go to the taxpayers. All right, anything else? Jim, you got anything else?
No, it's just, I am very concerned about that methodology of using discounted cash flow to calculate assessment values. Because what'll happen is going forward, those values will go down and down and down. That's how it works. And it's not good for us at all.
We have the host agreement though, so I don't know. if that's
Hopefully,
gonna
the
be
host
effective.
Hopefully, the host agreement
That's,
stays in
that's
effect.
contract law 101.
Because it is
We got a
$40,000
contract.
extra coming into the
Yeah.
coffers.
Yeah, because we don't tax them directly. There's
No, no,
town
and we
tax.
have a contract, and contract law supersedes, I believe, what the state can do
Yeah.
to us, I hope. But who knows? You know,
There's
you don't know
another
what New York
problem
State.
too
I don't
with
know.
the solar. It's been 5 years, we're supposed to be doing this decommissioning, upgrading that.
With the one on, in
160.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be doing that every 5 years, upgrading that system, so I gotta get a hold of the decommissioning, Doug Cole, to work on that. That has to be done every 5 years, because
Yeah.
when the usage is up, and the solar panels are not worth anything, the decommissioning is gonna be a lot higher because of the inflation rate.
It's the exact opposite of discounted cash flow,
Yeah.
just so you know.
Yeah, it's gonna go up.
So, and you know who's gonna get stuck doing this? The
Us.
town. All of these solar projects that went up, because these
Put
solar.
a lot of
companies
cow
are just-
horns on all them solar panels.
Go out there with the bulldozer.
Mhm.
I can do that too. That'll be fun, I'll let you do it.
So, we gotta get on that, and the checks did come in for, what did I give you that check for today, Crystal? 15,000?
Yeah, it was for both the TDA and the TDE
Going in
for
for
Verizon project review for the tower.
for the,
Oh, the tower on,
tower.
Engineering and lift
for,
reviews.
for Rob to work on it, and did you get the copy of that? I'll send it to you.
The copy of the check?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what your amount,
Yeah.
what Gerard is gonna be. Could you send that over?
Yep, yep.
Thank you. What it's gonna be, I think yours is 7,000 to work on it, and the rest is for, Doug Cole to work on it. So, and then we can have a meeting with it to discuss it. So it's not going to the planning board, it's going to the town board as the law states.
the tower.
Yes.
Hurry up. My phone don't work in the garage. I gotta walk out, so when you call me, I gotta walk outside. Okay?
Yeah, we had trouble with our phones.
That's it, I guess. So, we do have to go into executive session. I just want to tell everybody about what,
Just before we leave, I just want to say, yesterday was our 52nd anniversary.
Well, congratulations.
pretty soon it'll be up to us.
52, yeah. Imagine, what are you,
56.
Holy mackerel, we're a couple old geezers.
But I'm older than you. I'm 77. You're a young pup.
Yeah, just a pup, just went many years. Hear that, Hannah?
15 in August.
Happy anniversary, Gary.
Yeah, that's the anniversary.
That helps.
We need a motion to go to executive session.
Yes, we do.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes.